Cracking? What's cracking? It's the people's chat. Now, this video that I'm making today is geared towards some of the questions a lot of you guys ask me. Always asking me, Mac Truck, what is your diet and consist of? What is your diet and consist of? I guess y'all don't really follow me on Instagram. Those of you that actually ask me, and those of you that's going in my DM and asking me on Instagram, clearly you guys are not following what I post. You're not following the icon thing where it say food porn, because then that boy fly. Ooh-wee. Anyway, then you would know that I pretty much eat what I want. Okay. Now, to some of you, y'all probably don't understand what I mean by when I say I eat what I want. Just because I say I eat what I want don't mean that I'm eating nothing but junk food, nothing but fast food, which I do. But that's not all I'm eating. So for those of you, let me break it down for you. On an average day, let's say on one of them average days when I'm in a mood to be actually eating, I will roughly start off with my carbs. First meal, my carbs will always be above 100, like anywhere from 100 grams to 130 grams of carbs. My protein intake be anywhere from 50 to 70 grams of protein. And my fats, I don't count them. My fats is always high. You know, my fats are always up there. I pretty much eyeball my carbs and my protein. Now, that's the first meal. Now, I know you guys probably like, well, what's the first meal? What's the first meal? My first meal, believe it or not, I like to get like 3 Rice Krispie treats, 2 outright bars, and then I make me a carbolin shake. And each scoop have 50 grams, so I do 2 scoops of that. So I pretty much eat all carbs. So the protein that I am getting from the 2 outright bars is just 30 grams of protein. Sometimes I might do 3 outright bars for my first meal, and that'll be a total of 45 grams of protein with my carbs above 150. That's just how it is. And I don't always eat Rice Krispie treats every morning, but the high amount of carbs is pretty much what it is. A lot of my carbs come in from like sugar treats, rice base, like it's like what you guys are probably be like, oh, this is my cheat meal. This is my cheat meal. That's not my cheat meal. That's my first initial meal. Now, the second meal, it'll probably be like some Jack in the Box, like maybe the breakfast sandwich that come with the eggs, the sausage, the bacon, and what else on there? Egg, sausage, bacon, ham. It's pretty much loaded down with pork. A hash brown, orange juice, and that's the second meal, kind of around there. If it's not that, then it's gonna be Ramona burrito, and it's a beef and potato burrito with rice, beans, cheese, salsa, lettuce, tomatoes. So I can't count the carbs and the protein in that. I just know it's extremely high, and it's with fats. My third meal would be pretty much a shake, a plantain shake. Like 2 scoops of the protein, which will be 50 grams, plus I put 2 outright bars up in that. That's another 30, so that's what, 50, 70, 80 grams of protein, and then whatever carbs that's in there from the outright bar, which would be around like 52, 54 grams of carbs. So that one, the carbs would be pretty low, the protein be higher. It's not planned out that way, it's just how my shake turn out. Fourth one is pretty much snacks, fast food. If I do decide to do a fifth one, it's gonna be whatever the family is eating, whether it's takeout, whether it's cooked meal, like tonight is tilapia, shrimps, rice. What else going with the rice and the tilapia and shrimp? Not the tomatoes. You ain't making nothing else with that? You ain't making like no green beans or nothing? Green beans. Oh, green beans. That's what tonight's is. So that would be a clean meal to some of you guys. Something like that. The reason, and then the sixth is going to be probably some ice cream, some chips with dip, some cookies, some fucking fruit snacks, and maybe a margarita, some shit like that. Yes, I count all that as a meal. Now, do I do this only in off season? No. This is year round. The one thing I believe in is don't change your eating habit up too much just because you're getting ready for the stage, because your body get accustomed to the way eating. Now, if you are highly sensitive to sodium and carbs, you want to keep that low. You don't want to stop it. You don't want to take it out, because if you stop your carbs and go to a keto diet, you need carbs. You would drop your carbs anywhere to 100 grams throughout that day and just space them out with like maybe 20 grams of carbs each meal, which probably be like a couple of gummy bears or one of the small Rice Krispie treats. But you do not want to clearly take your carbs all the way out, only because when you do put them into your body is going to absorb that shit and it's going to store it however it's stored, whether it's going back to the fat, whether it's burning as energy. It just, you do not want to take carbs completely out of your diet. Those that tell you that you should take carbs completely out of your diet, they just like that type of lifestyle. And you could look at how fit they are. If they have the body structure that you like, cool, you do it that route. Like I told y'all in numerous videos, find an ideal person whose body structure is close to yours, and you just try to mimic what they're doing until you figure out what works for you. Now, would I do a keto diet? Absolutely not. My carbs have to stay high, and my carb range throughout the day are always at 4,000 to 4,500. And that can, like, my low carbs probably be around 3,200 grams of carbs per day. That's my low. My calories is always over 6,000 calories, which I don't care too much for counting the calories, but it's always good to start off counting everything when you're trying to learn your body. I pretty much learned what works with my body, what works for me. Now, my protein, I keep my protein in between 150 to maybe 225 grams of protein. I don't need a lot of protein to grow. I pretty much need a lot of carbs. And a lot of people would think that that's crazy, that it's impossible. You can't gain muscle with carbs, you only gain fat. That's because they clearly haven't met a person like me, because I'm a walking testament. A lot of people know that I have to keep my carbs high, and that's the only way I grow a lot of muscle. Whenever I move my protein up high, I just get flat. I pancake out and I start looking like a swimmer, or like I play golf, or like I work at a tire shop, some shit like that. So for those out there that's saying you cannot gain muscle with carbs, they don't have an extremely fast metabolism. They are highly sensitive to carbs, and they need more protein. Now, I know y'all probably like, well, Mac, when do you get your vegetables and fruits in? Okay, my veggies are all up in there. Okay, of course, I use my nectar. That has 12 different ingredients. It have everything from A to Z. It has omega-3 and 6. The omega-3 and 6 come from the pumpkin seeds. It's not coming from fish. Of course, like right now, I just said, are we eating green beans with it? You know, I get my vegetables in. I eat a lot of, well, not a lot, but each day I make sure I get at least a meal or two in with some form of vegetables, whether it's just lettuce, broccoli, green beans. I don't count corn as a vegetable because it's a vegetable that you can't digest. So I don't really look at that as a form of a vegetable because you can't digest corn. You got to really chew that shit up to break it down. So I get my vegetables in. As far as fruits, I just started. I do a lot of fruit cups. Like I do grapefruit cups. I've tried the tangerine cups. Don't really like them too much, but mainly grapefruit cups. I can't do too much like pineapples and stuff like that because I'm allergic to it, but I still get it in there. I just can't indulge in it because if I do, then I'm gonna have all these freaking flare-ups or whatever the case may be. I've been on this watermelon kick now, so I'm getting my fruits, my vegetables, my proteins, my carbs, and all that in. So to sum it all up, my diet consists of high carbs, and the carbs have to be like whatever you consider your cheat day and your dirty meals. I pretty much get 2 to 3 fast food meals in a day, and I don't count those as a cheat meal because it works for me to benefit to where it looks like I'm on a clean diet. For those who most who do those type of meals, it would backfire and it'll look like they're not on a clean diet. And I also get a clean meal or 2 in. If I don't get a clean meal in throughout the day, I'm gonna drink protein shake, plant-based, Planta, because that right there is considered a clean meal. So I'll get like 1 or 2 of those in. It depends if I feel like pulling out the blender and mixing it and all of that crap. So that's pretty much it. You just gotta find what works for you. If those of you out there have a body type like mine's or have an extremely fast metabolism and people telling you don't do too many cheats, don't do a lot of carbs, lower your carbs, don't listen to that shit. Try a high carb day. If you normally do 400 grams of carbs a day, try to do 1,000 and see how your body will look the following day. How I eat is I go out throughout the day to try to make my stomach push out to where I make sure that it's really full to where when I wake up the next day, it's flat. So that's how I know when I put all of my calories into my body, all of my carbs, all of my protein, when I can get my stomach to protrude out. And a lot of times y'all actually see me doing videos with my shirt off when I'd already been high in my intake of my micros, and y'all be like, oh, he got a bubble gut. Oh, that's too much GH and all that. No, that's the goal because that's a man purse. That's where we store all our shit. We don't walk around carrying a purse. So that's where we hold everything that's going to make our body better. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this video can help some of you guys out there, some of you girls out there who has really slow metabolism. I advise you to lower your carb, switch to rice, leave the potatoes, leave the pasta, and leave the bread at a very minimum. And if you are fiending for bread, do corn tortillas. Do tortilla shells. It's corn. You know, it's not really much flour going into that. So do tortillas, not the flour base. Do the corn tortillas. That will substitute from craving bread. And the rice is a great carb to where that it won't bloat you. It'll keep you flat in the midsection area, and your body will break it down extremely fast. It'll channel through the body. Your body will absorb it. You'll be good. That's where I get the majority of my carbs from when I'm trying to meet the 2,000, 3,000 in carbs. I get a majority of it from rice. That's why I say the first meal is Rice Krispie treats, stuff like that. Yes, I know y'all probably like, but Rice Krispie treats isn't loaded down with a lot of sugar. It's still rice. It's really rice. It's really rice. It's like an instant rice broke down into a treat. So I pretty much load up with the rice. When I want to put on extreme numbers or get a full look, I tend to my pastas more. I'll do more pastas, more beans mixed with the pastas. I go back and forth from the pasta to rice to beans, pasta to rice to beans, pasta to rice to beans. I don't really do too much red meat. I do red meat when I know I have to put on large numbers. Right now, I'm gonna try to put on maybe 10, 15 more pounds of muscle before the Olympia Expo and everything, because the Ambrosia Collective team squad will be at the Olympia. We have two like outstanding boots gonna be laid out nice for you guys and everything. So we're gonna be there. We're gonna have the samples. We're gonna have the boots where you guys could shoot the shit with me, Microsheet, Tank, the Bounty, Sean, fucking Mark Lowliner, so many of us. It's a team of us, and just come up, you know, pick our brains. You know what I'm saying? We'll answer y'all questions, take our time and all of that. But anywho, it's the People's Champ, giving it to you gun barrel straight. You know what that is? That's raw and uncut, no filter. I'll be hollering at y'all when I holler at y'all. He put the world. Whoo, that boy look very intelligent. What's the square root to 69? 8 something.